everyone, my name is Iris, and today I have brought a hammock, and my hammock is actually from El Salvador, my native country, but you guys can see that. Hammocks are commonly used among Central America, especially like Mexican, Guatemala, countries like that, and hammocks have always been a part of my life since I was a child. I was actually born in El Salvador, so it's kind of hot over there, and my mom would actually put me in the hammock to put me to sleep. And I've just grown with having a hammock in my life. Till this day, we go to the park and we take hammocks. So it's always been with me. So I think that learning about hammocks today for you guys can have a deeper understanding of what it means to the Latin culture. I know that a lot of you guys know that Latin people use them a lot, and I feel that maybe giving you guys a little history about it will make you guys understand a little more. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about where it came from and how it was created. Then I'm going to give you guys what it means to Latin culture, and then I will explain to you guys what it means to me. So the hammock was actually created 1,000 years ago by the Mayans and indigenous people. And as we all know, Mayans didn't have beds, so they wanted to create something that that they could sleep in, that no animals can crawl into, like snakes and like bugs like that on the floor. So they invented the hammock, and the hammock was actually made from the fibers of a hammock tree, and that's why it was called hammock, or in Spanish hamaca or hamaca. And later on, they decided to use sisal, and I'm not sure if you guys know, but sisal is also used to make rope and hats and carpets. So they decided to use sisal because sisal is more elastic and it's smoother. Okay, so yeah, and hammocks are actually handcrafted. People usually they're not made in factories and stuff like that. This one is actually made out of cotton. Well, nowadays, you know, there's many materials that they're made out of, but they vary in color and sizes, and they also in styles. So yeah, that's the hammock. Okay, so I talked a little about that. The hammock represents a lot of the Latin culture. I think that most people think that Central America is an underdeveloped place that is not modernized, and I think it's actually due to the fact that because they still practice old cultures, people still make things by hand, and I think that's very important. I think that no matter how modernized the world can get, the Central American people will always be practicing the same things, and I think that's very important. I kind of, like I said, I relate a lot to the hammock because I was actually put to sleep with it, and I just think that the hammock it's not just something, it's not a material, but it represents a lot of who Central American people are. To me, it's an artifact that's beautiful because when you create things like that by hand, you have to have a lot of dedication and a lot of time, and it has to be very detailed. And I think that that's beautiful to me. A lot of things nowadays are made in factories, and people don't value them as much more. And I value things that are made by hand because there's a lot of detail in that, and people will put a lot of time and effort into that. And I also think that it's part of my roots. It's part of something that I can never get away from. I was born in Central America in a country that's second world, but is still making things like that, and I feel proud of that. And it's always going to be part of me, and I hope that when I have children, I will, put them to sleep also in hammocks. And I basically talked about where it's come from, and how it's made, and what it means to me. And I just simply think that no matter where you go or who you become, those roots and things just like little artifacts like these will always remind you of where you came from. And I think that's important for all of us as an individual. Thank you.